All right, guys, welcome back. This is a major warning. They are now giving out the call. Thousands of people just got the call, and this is devastating news, right? And this is devastating our country. And this is also a national security risk as well, right? This is a big risk for our country. We should not be allowing this to happen, but it's happening, right? And people are being affected. They're getting the call and their lives are being changed and affected. And this is just another example of how the American people are getting screwed over. All right, so let's dive into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit it up for me down there. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated, and it just helps to get these warnings out. All right, so let's dive into the details here. All right, there's been a major betrayal of the American people, the American worker, that just happened. People are getting the call, and this is another shutdown of our farming industry and our agricultural industry. It's being stripped from America, right? They're trying to shut down farmers in Idaho with water. They're trying to burn out farmers in Texas and ranchers, right? Massive fires, biggest fires in state history, right? These effects are hitting our food supply. They're wiping out chickens left and right from this junk, right? There's massive hits on our food supply right now, and we just had another one, and this is a national security risk as well. All right, so you can see here, this is what's going on in the U.S. right now. All right, this is a travesty, and this should not be allowed to. But you can see here, Furious, one of America's oldest companies, slashes jobs in the Midwest as it shifts work to Mexico. All right, and they're saying it's greed. It says John Deere is sparking outrage by laying off American workers and moving more of its agriculture equipment manufacturing to Mexico. It says since October 2023, more than 1,000 John Deere workers have either been laid off or pushed into early retirement across several plants in Iowa and Illinois. All right, and there's just been another major layoff that just happened in Iowa. All right, that's why they're reporting on this, because hundreds of people just got laid off in Iowa. All right, and you can see here, John Deere raked in over $10 billion in profits in 2023, and the CEO was paid $26.7 million. This is insane. All right, good for him. You're getting paid. All right, but this is what you do. This is what you do. $10 billion in profits. That's not good enough. It's not enough. Come on. We're really gonna shut down these locations and screw over thousands of workers. All right, John Deere, this company's 200 years old, okay, and they're moving all their production facilities to Mexico now. And this is also a national security risk as well, right? This isn't just a business going out of business or people losing their job, right? This is devastating enough for them, because people, some places, like, this is the only place where you can even get a job. Right? That's the only place where you can even get hired in the town. There's 100 people there, 200 people that work at John Deere factory. Half the town works there, and now they're leaving. All right, and then they're also working with other businesses all the time. They're ordering food for their business stuff. They're ordering parts, people painting stuff, making signs. Like, they're also supporting a dozen other businesses being in these small rural towns and communities, right? And they're shutting it down. So it's more than just that too, though. It's a national security risk for our country, because what happens if something pops off? There's some type of big war, okay? And then the U.S. doesn't even have our own production facilities to make tractors to grow food. What if we get cut off from half the world for trade? Right? That's one big thing that nobody really thinks about in these big war scenarios, these war games that we are seeing, right? and this will probably happen before we see bombs drop, is that we're going to see severs in the supply chain. It's already happening with these sanctions, the SWIFT system, the banking systems. It's already happening. There's already a severing. BRICS, the US dollar, the petrodollar ending. All these things are happening at once because it's part of a decoupling and a severing of the US economy away from Asia and the East. All right, so we're going to be locked into only trading with Western countries, and they might not have the production facilities as well because they've all been outsourced overseas to China, Asia, right? All these different companies, or all these different countries, have had our companies outsourced to them and their manufacturing and production, and most of it doesn't exist here anymore. Even the manufacturing here, a lot of it is just assembly manufacturing. They're not creating die-cast parts and creating steel parts, okay, forging steel, and they're not doing this, okay? A lot of that's still done in China, and then the parts are sent over here and they're assembled in the US. Even a lot of stuff that says made in the US, it's just assembled in the US. The parts are not actually made here in a factory here. They just put it together here, and it's kind of a loophole. Not everything, but a lot of things that you would think it says made in the US, it was just assembled here. All right, so another betrayal of the American people, just like how Tyson, remember a few months ago, they're saying, oh, they fired a bunch of people. They shut down these plants in Iowa. They fired a bunch of U.S. citizens, and they said they're going to hire, quote, migrant workers. And they're saying, oh, they're more loyal, and they stay on the job longer, and they don't quit, and they just will work. It's like, all right, this sounds kind of exploitive, all right, first of all. And second of all, you fire Americans to hire people that aren't even U.S. citizens, all right? And you're saying they're better than U.S. citizens too. It never ends, right? The U.S. worker is getting screwed over left and right constantly. And this is just another example, right? And this is a national security risk for our food supply as well, all right? So please just hit it up for me down there, guys, to help get this warning out so people know. People are getting the call. People are getting the call, all right? Let me read this quote here. People are saying, all right, this is what a worker here is saying. He's worried. He said, we get wind of more layoffs daily, it seems, and it's causing uncertainty all over, said the worker, who stayed anonymous for fear of retaliation. And he said the only reason for Deere to do this is greed. So he's saying they're getting wind of more layoffs every day. People are worried. People are getting the call. People are getting the email every day saying, all right, we don't need you anymore. We're shutting it down. And you can see here this little graphic here. All right, let me show you guys here really quick. All right. June 2024, 3,000 people in Iowa told some production is moving to Mexico by 2026. No layoffs yet. All right. 192 in June. At Waterloo, 16 in Ottawa. 103 at Iowa, retire early, forcing them to retire. In May, 34 in Moline, 300 in Waterloo, 150 in Ankeny, 225 East Moline, right? These are real people. These are real jobs. They've worked here their whole life, a lot of these people, and they're just shutting them down. They're forcing them out. And also these things, they're not going to be made to the same quality. All right, the standards will most likely slip in situations like this. This is what happens. Corners are cut. They're just trying to save money everywhere, left and right. All right, so make sure you guys are getting prepared. Make sure you're getting ready. Sorry this video quality here, so bad here, but I don't have a light in here right now. But make sure you guys are getting ready, growing your own food, homesteading, growing a garden, having chickens. We've been working on all that stuff here. I've been showing you guys, all right? And that's the key, is because they're trying to get the farmers to retire. They're trying to run them out. They're trying to buy up all their land. They're trying to shut down farmers left and right. This bird crap going on, this chicken stuff going on, this cow cough going on. You know what I'm talking about. This crazy stuff, right? All of it's just, it's an attack on our food supply. All right, so thank you guys. Hope you guys have big blessings for your life, your family. Please just say a prayer for me and my family, if you don't mind. All right, we've just been dealing with some crazy stuff behind the scenes. I'll keep you guys updated on that probably in the next couple weeks. Some crazy stuff going on. All right, so, and real life stuff going on. All right, so I'll keep you guys updated on that probably in the next couple weeks. Make a video, because it's kind of wild what's happening. So just say a prayer for me. All right, I appreciate it. Hope you guys have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.